246. Public
Welcome.
again.
Here we are.
Yeah, everybody gets
Out in the
to listen to
open.
this.
We're fully exposed.
Got our nuts out. Take a look. Take a sniff.
Everyone off today except us, apparently.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess we are working.
Yep. Not to date the pod. Let's remember what today is for, Labor Day, for all the troops that have to work.
It's for all the troops that have to give birth.
I was explaining that to my European viewers today because I streamed, and I explained how Americans make every post office holiday about the troops somehow. 4th of July, thank the troops for giving us this freedom.
Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving. We have to hear from the. I mentioned that you got to hear from the troops.
Miles Standish.
You got to hear from the troops during the football game. They
They
show the
always
guys
pull out
over
the
in
troops.
Afghanistan or whatever. Well, not anymore.
What's
Let's
great
hope
too
not.
about the NFL, what's great too about the NFL stuff is like the army pays the NFL to like have the troops.
Yeah, they wear their little
on the
camo
field
and
and
shit.
do everything. They pay like hundreds of millions of dollars to the NFL just to be like, hey, look at these guys.
You know how they go from like base to base or like the USS whatever and like show all the troops watching the Thanksgiving games while they're like eating their little dinners? It'd be funny if they went to some place that wasn't supposed to have a camera. It just shows like we're about to start an operation in some country.
Yeah, they're in Xinjiang.
Yeah. Hey,
eating their freeze dried food.
they're eating with a bunch of
Jack
North
Scalfani.
Koreans. What the hell is going on here?
That is a crazy cultural difference I'll recognize whenever I'm in the States versus here in Canada is just how much more you love the troops and how it comes up all the fucking time. Like, we like them here, and there's some guys that are, like, really into respecting the troops, but it's more of, like, a niche interest.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like the same guys that are convoy guys. You probably see it more than fucking people that live in the eastern side of the country too. People being like,
Yeah, they've like
Let's-
taken
let's-
over a rest stop here, and like I don't really know. I think it's carbon tax now that they're pissed off about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drove by them like on my way to BC earlier this summer. I'm like, oh, that's strange.
they just post up at the rest stop now instead of going to the Capitol. Like, that's far as shit.
Yeah, they're just like out there with signs and.
There aren't enough lot lizards. They got rid of them. They're going endangered. They're probably fucking Indian guys. A bunch of Indian guys came over here to go to college, and now they're fucking all of our goddamn lot lizards.
I bet there's going to be a conspiracy of the guy that owns all of the vending machines at the rest stops in that part of Alberta. Because the guy that's like, let's go to this one. Let's stay here for days.
Let's all live here.
He owns all the monster machines and shit. They're all empty. Damn.
Let's subside on nothing but honey buns and monsters.
Hopefully someone comes and refills this today at 7:30 a.m.
White truckers at a rest stop just having shit all over the bathroom and like piss bottles everywhere and just like stinking like shit and then blaming it on Indian guys. Oh, they probably came to the rest stop and shit all over the toilet seat. Because they don't know what the Pootaloo thing. They don't know what they're doing.
They never made it. So they never made it to Ontario. That's why they're stuck there. But what I believe Alex pointed out might have happened is Justin Trudeau got rid of all the lot lizards from Calgary to Ontario, and now they can't travel. They're
That's
too afraid to
sad.
travel and stop anywhere.
That is really sad.
It's just not safe. Yeah,
They need to make new ones.
we need to breed some new lot lizards.
Yeah, we need to breed them in a terrarium. Put a nice sun lamp on there.
That's
Yeah.
that's not good. They're invasive.
I figure we're just talking about animals. I've never actually seen one.
Oh, never mind. I read that wrong. They're intrusive. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they come
Yeah,
up to your
they'll just
window.
climb in the back of your cab. It's really weird. You'll just look behind you and they're laying on the bed. It's like a horror movie.
Sir, we're gonna have to search your cab. I believe some lot lizards snuck into your cab.
Falling into a hole like Stanley Yelnats and you're just surrounded by lot lizards. Stay perfectly still. Do not move. They will try to fuck you.
I know lot lizards still exist, but all they have to do is go on TikTok and just find the truckers' TikToks. They're so horny on there.
Yeah.
I found another guy today where every filter would just change him into a black guy. Even though he's like a white trucker, and it would always change him to like afroed hair. It was awesome.
I've got.
Is that allowed?
Well,
I don't think so.
He's just doing like the change me into a superhero, and each time it was just a black guy.
Wow.
Change me into Black Panther.
Yeah, change me into black. Change me into black Superman.
I want to be white Black Panther and white
can I be-
Wakanda, which is Israel.
I think he was just putting in the setting to make him black.
Actually, there is a white Wakanda, and it's a suburb of Chicago.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ninja almost lives there.
I think black
from
people
there.
should take over Wakanda, Illinois, honestly.
Yeah, why not?
Because there are plenty of towns on the outskirts of Chicago that are majority black. Why isn't that one of them? Why
That's
is that
true.
like a segregated white community? It's bullshit.
Yep.
That's a good
Lower
question.
life, I didn't do shit about that.
Speaking of those like horny TikTok guys, so on Instagram, Aaron and I will send a lot of accounts back and forth to each other of guys who are just trying to like trick grandmas into getting their panties all wet and click like and share. One of my hobbies is just leave mean comments.
Mhm.
And there's one guy, Hunter, and he's a Southern gentleman, and he looks like he's mentally 12, but he's probably like in his mid 20s. And he only gets like a couple hundred faves on like a regular post, and sometimes he pops off. But on every post that pops up under me, I just comment, Hunter, get your ass back in the house. Quit making them grandmas so horny. And I post that on almost every single one of his posts. And this weekend, he created 3 different accounts to try and request to follow my account, my locked account on Instagram. But the account names were his first name, last name 1 at gmail.com, his first name, last name 2 at gmail.com, and his first name, last name 3 at gmail.com.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh man, Hunter, I wonder who this is trying to mass follow me after leaving so many not so nice comments.
Hunter, you better not get those grandmas pregnant. You're gonna have a son that's older than you.
But it's very funny because you go to the comments of any of the posts and all of his things are just like, where, and it's like usually him and he's whispering and he's like, where are my good girls who just want to, celebrate the Lord and, I'd take care of you and I love you so good. And then you go to the comments and it's just 15 women named like Diana just being like, I'm too old for you, but I'd rock your world.
And Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey's commenting on that guy's Instagram. Can I fuck you?
We've talked about Hunter a lot on the Friday streams. He was a favorite of Ben and I to send back and forth to each other, and I'd say it just to like piss off DB. But yeah, I have like one pulled up now. Wifey material is a 5-footish something that has piercings, tattoos, thick thighs, and wears leggings. And then there's like Beverly Hunt and Deborah Ann leaving comments saying, anybody else surprised that this was his description of ideal wifey material or just me? You're a cutie. Too bad I'm sire and I'm twice your age. I have all of the above.
Jesus. I've been working guys up like that too in a similar way, but on TikTok. All those videos of like all the oil rig guys when they post their videos doing their cool stuff, and however it's like hardest job in the world, and I keep commenting, you guys are making this look way harder than it is. This is actually really easy.
Yeah, I wish those guys got paid well.
Yeah,
it's too bad guys on oil rigs, they get paid minimum wage.
Most of them are just doing it for free. They just do it for the TikToks.
Yeah, you actually have to be an indentured servant. It sucks. You have to put in 5 years for free.
Yep.
That's too bad.
Before they even give you tools.
Same thing with the guys who climb up on the towers.
Yep. Those guys are actually not supposed to be doing that.
The tower lizards.
Yeah, the power. I was about to say, line wives. Is it line wives?
Line wives.
Line wives.
Yeah, all the lot lizards switched to them because they probably pay those guys like $1 more than the truckers. Or maybe when the truckers started protesting.
They're more likely to die too. So
yeah,
when a lot lizard becomes a bucket bunny,
that $10,000
bucket bunny.
I want to make a lot lizard into a bucket bunny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Just taking a lot lizard with you. I'm switching careers. You're a bucket bunny now, and you have to make me graham crackers when I go up in a tower, but not pack me sunscreen at all.
Yeah. You gotta bring me.
That's
you gotta bring me
cool
orange
life.
slices like I'm in soccer and I'm 8.
Yeah,
You gotta
I
throw
need
'em up
celery
to me.
with peanut butter in it and raisins on it.
Yeah.
I want pigs in a blanket too.
Yeah, the ant logs.
Yeah, ant logs and pigs in a blanket.
Ants on a log, pigs in a blanket, basically any sort of animal, creature,
Yeah.
Any sort of
food you can
She
make.
makes
creature
she makes
food
me ants
stuff.
on a log and pigs in a blanket, and she's on my log and I'm in her blanket.
God, that reminds me of Justin
That's
Lingle.
beautiful.
Justin Lingle bragging about you seriously buying these jars of worms and dirt for the fucking gummy worm and crushed up Oreos? You're buying these for $2.99 each, and I'm making a whole gallon. I'm making a whole Home Depot bucket for $3 myself. So cool.
The guy who just eats dirt.
It's just
Got dirt at home.
crushed up Oreos and gummy worms. Like that's not even good to eat. Like thinking about it now, it's such a little kid food. And
Is
it's so
that a
dirty.
bit? That's a bit, right? You saying the bucket of gummy worms?
That's got to be a fake lingo.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I've said it so
Yeah.
many times that I think he said it
It's
now.
it could be real,
It's
but it's
Mandela.
definitely
It's
fake.
like
but it could be
1% too
real.
weird to actually be something he
Yeah.
said.
Because we joke that like surely he's not dumb enough, but on his new account he's posting screenshots of him DMing bots and being like, "Don't DM me right away. It's weird. Let's be friends first."
Yeah, he's like a guy who lives out in the middle of nowhere and no one ever comes to his door, but he fantasizes
Mhm.
about telling off a salesman.
Yeah.
You piece of shit! You come to my house when I'm fucking eating dinner and you bother me with this bullshit, and they're just like practicing that in the mirror.
There's just a bunch of worms moving around on a plate.
Lingle's doing the thing that Devin Sweeney used to do like 6 years ago, where he would DM like a sex bot and be like, "You fucking cock slut! You're just
Yeah.
a cum dumpster for the whole town, and you're a bitch." Then he blocks them before they could ever DM back. He's like, "I'm owning these sluts." Fucking moron. I have all
Lingle's
those
not even
old
blocking
ones
them. He's
bookmarked.
just
No,
he's just
Lingle thinks it's
Like,
cool.
'cause he's not
talking to
sure.
them. Yeah, he's
Lingle's
honestly
so
is not
paranoid.
sure.
That's the real thing. Lingle's so paranoid that somebody that's gonna fuck with them.
He is paranoid because every time someone like quote tweets him or like retweets one of his
He
posts
can't see
and it's
it.
like not directly linked to one of his like 8 accounts, he freaks the fuck out.
He also keeps
It's
getting
so good.
suspended still on everything, which is hilarious.
Yeah, it's because he keeps using slurs and like you can only do that for so long. And then especially they don't give a shit about your account when you have like 100 followers.
It's so funny that you have to keep paying for Twitter Blue after they ban you.
Oh, it's
I
such a
know.
good bit. It's such a good bit.
Like Andrew R15 complains about that, about how he's still paying monthly fees for Twitter Blue on his account that got banned. Because they just never get rid of. Like, I guess you have to call your bank and put a stop on it,
Yeah,
or just get a
and
new.
cancel it,
You have to say
yeah.
your debit card got stolen.
So awesome. It did.
And
by
they're
X.
just never going to do it.
Yeah, why would you give your credit card information to Elon Musk?
Also, they probably gave like their fucking bank information. It's probably not even a card. Like it's
it's
never
an
gonna
ACT
end.
Justin
withdrawal.
Lingle is
Yeah.
tweeting at Musk and is like, "I have no problem still paying for all of those, and I will be back, but you need to stop censoring me." Like, he just, I don't think he has to worry about it though, because I'm pretty sure Lingle's doing like those vanilla visas that have like $25 on them at a time.
Yeah,
Or
more
it's
than
just coming
likely.
directly from the government. It's just another income stream that Elon has from the federal government. It's just routed through Social Security instead of just direct funding of Tesla.
Fuck.
All that bullshit. Using SpaceX to try to get those lazy astronauts who won't come home.
They have cards
Well,
next to
that's-
the V-Bucks that say Twitter Blue. Scratch off. I stole my
God.
Twitter. I stole a stack of Twitter Blue cards, but they didn't activate them
I
at the
would-
register.
I would love to go to the gas station and see an X Plus premium card right above
Ooh.
all
That
the
would be
Visa
great.
gift cards.
Yeah, they should come with a burner
that would
phone.
make my life. Yeah.
They should put free months of X on Roll Up the Rim to Win.
Ooh,
Now you're
that's
talking my
great.
A
language.
bunch of Canadians with blue check marks now. Yeah, bud. The big arch is awesome, bud.
I'm surprised they don't let you just buy it for somebody else.
Aaron, did you have one
Because
yet?
that
A
would
big
be
arch?
so evil.
Oh,
Do
I've
you have
had
a
the
big
big
arch?
arch. Yes, I did. I tried it last week. It's so it's the new exclusive in Canada McDonald's sandwich. Wait, I mean, I didn't have it because of BDS,
Mhm.
but a friend had it and told me
Mhm.
all about it.
My Israeli friend.
Yeah, it's 2 quarter-pound patties, 3 slices of cheese, lettuce, pickle, onion, and then also crispy onion, and the
Oh,
new
okay.
arch sauce. Now,
Boyish
the
bun.
arch, which is like a mustard-based, like burger sauce. It's like Big Mac sauce, but with mustard in it. I think
Yeah, that sounds
um,
right.
it was good. It wasn't like worth one, the $10 that I paid to just get a sandwich, and
Mm-hmm.
2, the 1,067 calories that it was. Like, if I'm gonna eat
Oh,
that much
Jesus.
hamburger, I would want it to be like, I can make a way greasier, like more indulgent tasting burger at home. Like, I don't know how they
Yeah.
pack so many calories in it when it like wasn't juicy, you know?
It's too much meat for
That's
me.
crazy.
So
Too much meat for me for McDonald's meat, I should say.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Even if you're really hungry, you probably don't want a double quarter pounder. That's just so many calories. It's like over
Man.
1,000 calories. And You could just eat a McDouble and then wait 10 minutes and you're like, you know what? I'm full.
Yeah.
That's what I would eat when I'd work like 11 hours straight of manual labor. I would eat like a double quarter pounder meal and inhale everything in like 2 seconds. But now I hit a wall.
I mean, that's
what you do when you want to fuck up the porta potty.
it's like 2 Big Macs.
So yeah, like a double at In-N-Out is 610 calories. So it's certainly not like 1.4 fucking doubles from In-N-Out quality, you know.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Do you know why I hope that you enjoyed it though? Because think about how mad guys like Jack, Pick Rob, Outlaw are that they can't just get one that easily. In fact, Outlaw's probably going to drive across the border to Vancouver.
He's close enough, right?
Getting
It's
his
like a 2-hour
passport for the first time.
He's definitely driven further for less.
Yeah,
he goes to
drives to Idaho.
those shitty fucking Idaho restaurants that he thinks he needs to go to.
Yeah,
It's because his parents
time he
live out
goes.
there, or his dad does.
Yeah, and then he goes and eats the fast food in his parents' house and films a video.
Brings
while
Brian, but
just
not his
jacks
wife.
off.
That's normal to
so
do.
Cool.
Yeah, it's normal to have a road trip
cool.
with your boy and not bring your wife. And well, if I was his wife, I wouldn't want to go either.
No,
But I wouldn't want to be in the car with him farting, and they're just, it's even worse on the way back. His farts are even worse because you have to try all that special food.
And if
Yeah,
I
those
was his
pure meat
wife,
farts.
I would probably.
It's the middle of winter. You just got the air on max. All the windows open. It's like you're transporting like a dead animal. It's like RFK Jr. having a dead animal in his car, and he's just
Yeah,
like,
but
"Oh,
imagine-
let's get as much air going backwards as possible, so I can't smell this anymore."
Imagine if you tried to feed Outlaw like a salad right now. Like you gave him like just kale for like 3 days straight. Imagine the farts he would have
Ugh.
from that.
It'd just be full leaves coming out of his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
God.
there'd be no sound either. He would just be sitting there in the car and go.
He's on the top diet.
Yeah, he is.
I still love the idea of the top diet,
top
like
diet.
like purposely giving yourself diarrhea as the top.
I
Like
can't
I want to,
do
I
it.
want to take a nasty
No, you
shit.
gotta
No,
give
for
yourself
real,
real
I
hard shit.
I can't take it. Look, I got bad diarrhea. I'm a top. Call me a top the way I got the spins.
I would be such a good top because my ass is just always full of nasty poop.
It's
too bad I'm not gay.
Go near that.
Too bad I'm not gay. I'd be an awesome top.
Why is that? Well, I have a 2-inch penis. I just take really rancid shits. I clog toilets constantly.
So we did pretty good. That was like about 15 minutes until we started talking about shitting.
It was
Yeah,
It was
about
9
shit,
minutes
It was
with
more about-
Hessa. I was keeping track.
Oh, okay.
So there's I got an Instagram ad about a new crumble cookie that are teaming up with the Beetlejuice, the new Beetlejuice movie.
Ooh, new
And
Beetlejuice,
it's
you
the
say?
it's the afterlife cake. It's a ghostly 2-tiered dark chocolate cake layered with vanilla and dark chocolate cream cheese frosting, naturally colored by rich dark cocoa, and finished with sprinkles in a special edition topper. And can you guess how much this fucking cookie? What the calories?
945.
Keep going up.
Ooh, is it more or less than the Big Arch?
It is 1,080 calories per cookie.
That's more than the fucking Big Arch. Nice.
It is more than the Big Art. It is 124 grams of sugar.
Well, Outlaw better have 2 just to make sure it was
Yeah.
really good.
So, like, if Outlaw's missing out on the Big Arch, at least he can get his calories from this big fucking cookie.
Holy fuck, it's big.
That's insane. Because, I mean, and you know he's just eating the whole thing, as always.
I don't think Jenna Ortega is eating those.
No, I don't think Jenna Ortega's going near a crumble cookie.
I think all these anorexic people, this is a trick they're using to fuck over, to make everyone else fatter so they can point at them and be like, look, this is disgusting.
Shit like topsoil after eating all those.
Yeah.
But I wish you luck, Mr. Outlaw.
Oh, I think I forgot that I was going to say before, was a guy learning that they sell gravel or they sell topsoil or something like that and being like, I could just pick up gravel off the ground. I could just find it outside and sell it.
What I
Like
thought
just
as a kid.
picking up gravel on the road and then putting it in a bag.
Driveways, just little patches
Yeah.
of it.
You realize that it takes you 12 hours to make one bag.
Oh my god.
You sell it for like $3.99 a bag.
That's like an idea that a guy would have when he's really high and he starts doing it in like a few hours and he starts sobering up. He's like, what am I doing?
Picking gravel out of someone's driveway and trying to sell it back to them.
And it works.
Door-to-door gravel sales.
They'll pay for it.
Hey,
Well,
you gotta
if
get it
you
back
need
somehow.
dirt, you can just go to like a state park and just dig up and grab some
Mhm.
dirt.
you might
Yeah, same thing with animals.
you might need some
Yeah.
you might need some
Need a
tarmac in the when we tar up your driveway for you. Got a really good deal. And
I can paint
and
your
a truck
driveway.
full of oblong-headed boys. We could do this in a whole hour.
That's,
1
that
hour,
is a
we're outta
Sherlock
here.
scheme.
Yep.
My Gormans
I
can
can always
fix your
save money.
driveway in 10, maybe 10 minutes.
They can make it look nice and dark.
One of my favorite things about the evil Gormans and Sherlocks down in Texas is the majority of them live in white settlement. Great suburb
Mhm.
for them.
Mm-hmm. Perfect for them.
They're
Yep.
barely even white because they're
Mm.
immigrants.
Just
Yep. They're G words.
Yeah, they're G words. They're Irish G words.
Irish G words. Oh, they're doing well though. I love whenever sometimes I'll just see their picture before I read the name, and I'll just see the longest headed boy, like a 6-year-old looks like Ray Romano, and I already know his last name's gonna be Carol, and it is.
I love when they have like veins in their head, like they look like just little Frankensteins,
Mhm.
and you just know.
Anakin and Ramses.
Can't wait to say R.I.P. to you in like 6
R.I.P.
months.
It's gonna be really sad when you get hit by a car in your own neighborhood
Yep.
because your neighbor 2 doors down is drag racing your other neighbor and your uncle, and they just
They
hit
just
you,
go-
and then
they
it never
go in
even gets
circles.
reported to the police.
They clipped Anakin.
But they
Spud,
collect the same amount of wick as before.
Spud Carroll got decapitated. He ran through a clothing line.
Oh, that's so
And
sad.
he got clotheslined.
Yep, it was across his backyard.
He fell into a hole he was digging. We were selling the dirt.
He's jumping off a water
Ugh.
tower and his Gucci belt got stuck. He's hung him. Oh, I love
He was
them.
training to be a lineman.
I love them so
I'm a
much.
white hat
They're-
lineman.
I love on
I
some
just
of
go
the
up, I climb up there and fuck with it.
some of the North Augusta Google Maps coverage from like 2015. There's the kids that are like no older than 6 driving around the Gucci golf cart just in the road.
Mhm.
There are people who do that. There are white hat
White hat
linemen
kids.
who like like
Yeah.
white hat kids. They climb up the tower and then they change it so you can get electricity for free somehow or cable. And then
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
people die that way.
In the 90s, in the 90s, there were so many white hat cable guys. Like basically if you knew one and they lived on your block, all your neighbors just had every show forever.
I remember.
I
I only
missed
remember
out.
that from an episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah,
where they did
same.
that. They got stolen.
Yeah, where
cable.
bitch ass Lisa.
We moved
Yeah.
It's
into
like this
our-
is against the Bible. Oh, I thought she was liberal.
the house my parents are in now. We moved in like 20 years ago, and it was only a few years old at the time. And we plugged in all these old TVs we had for gaming in the basement, and we were just plugging them in for like use for the DVD player and the gaming and shit. It's kind of in the kids area. But then we realized we had like 60 channels where we plugged it in the basement. Like we plugged the actual cable in, it was fucking
Mhm.
running, and it worked for like 6 more years.
Hell
Just
yeah.
free cable.
Pretty good.
That's nice. That's when you
Awesome.
just don't tell anybody else. He's like, don't fucking touch the TV.
Yeah,
That's mine.
Then my parents got like Dish or something at some point, and the cable still worked in the basement.
Fucking
That's awesome.
A.
Well, that's
Wonder
good,
who was
'cause
paying
Dish
for
never
it.
works.
I don't know. It was just somebody flipped that
Probably
switch
someone
on.
paying it forward.
Somebody flipped that switch because there's definitely, at least at the time back in the day, there was a way to do it where you could just flip a switch on, and as long as they don't have an account or anything, no one's gonna notice or care.
Yeah.
Crazy. Or they would splice it with somebody else's subscription, I guess.
I remember hating going to the families that had like the direct TV or like a dish, and because their TVs were so annoying to work. Because there was
Mhm.
always like 2 remotes, and then it never worked because it would rain. And be like, well, we can't.
Beyond
there's
just
no
the rain,
TV
do you know what I
tonight.
You have to
hated?
get the
This
dad in.
fucking sucks, dog.
I hated the fucking lag that came with Dish shit.
Yeah.
Where you go to like
was
Discovery
awful.
Channel and then it shows like the show's name, then you wait for it to load in. You're like, awesome, I love
Mhm.
it. And it's not that big of a deal, but it takes forever if you keep flipping through shit.
Living out in the country, once we went from just having like the rabbit ears or whatever, it had to be satellite TV.
Yeah.
And it was so fucked up to set up. Like we'd had a post in our front yard for like one of the great big fucking old style satellite dishes that you get in the 90s that would like spin around.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't that. It was like a Bell dish or whatever. But like there was a tech out and you had to calibrate it. And if the weather was bad, it just wouldn't fucking work. And it was like a day-long process to like find the fucking satellite in the sky to point the satellite dish at. And then like, God forbid you're playing soccer outside and the ball hits the satellite dish. Like it's fucked again and someone has to come over.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
My
Better than
uncle
TV,
lived in the they lived in the middle of nowhere in Ohio, and they had satellite. And the worst was in like they had like the satellite internet too. And so like in 06, 07, like the early days of YouTube, you'd be there and be like, oh, we gotta watch this video, and like you gather around the computer and you like load a video, and you're just like, all right, we'll just wait like 25 minutes to watch this like 30-second clip. Like it's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, that was like our first DSL connection. It was so bad.
You remember finding Wi-Fi near you that worked though? Like if you lived near other houses and people just have unpassworded internet, so you'd be kicked off the like my dad sometimes would turn off the internet at a certain time so everybody goes to bed. Or at least turn off the Wi-Fi, but there's like 3 other networks that worked. Switch over.
Yeah.
In high school, we'd walk around. My friend had a Palm Pilot. Stefano, the lockpicker guy. He had a Palm Pilot, and we would just like walk around like the high school campus trying to find unprotected networks from like people that lived by the high school, so we could go and browse the internet at school.
It's awesome.
We had satellite internet eventually, but before that, it was radio internet, which was like a higher speed, but it went through radio. I don't fucking know. But what I do know is that our house for a month had a 1 gigabyte data limit. And
oh my God.
My parents would get charged if you went over it. And I didn't know this at first. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, we got high speed internet, baby. I'm gonna watch an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000 on Google Video. And I did it, and that used up all of our bandwidth for the month.
Oh my God.
Watching one like 90-minute video on prior to YouTube. So
those were the days, man. I miss it.
Yeah.
Sorry for seeding all my torrents.
Oh God!
When I got my first phone,
I did that. Ooh.
Yeah, when I got my first phone, I was like searching for like ringtones to get, and like it was like, oh, you access like the internet on your like Singular Wireless store, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And I'm in the car on the way home from the store, just like browsing through the internet, looking at all this stuff, and it charges you for every page you load.
That's so funny.
I just went through like 100 pages. My parents had like a $40 bill just from me like searching through the web, like the web store to
Those
find
early cell phone
good
companies.
thing. They were evil.
There were just no rules. You could do whatever. Like,
yeah.
And so many kids probably got grounded for that shit.
When I was like 14, I had one of the prepaid Virgin Mobiles ready to buy the card to re-up it, so you couldn't really get billed. It would just run out. And I had this like girl that I was liked at the time. I was like 14 or something. And I remember it was when texting started getting big. So she wanted to text all the time, and I think she had free plan, and I didn't. So I'd go through like $20 of texts in a day. And I'd be like, oh, no. Can you use AIM? And she's like, my parents don't want me using any instant messengers. I'm like, you're texting me. And then
I couldn't really
that's when I
text
worked at the
that
car
first
wash.
one.
So I'd just buy another card and just text her a couple days later. Hey,
It would suck to work for Virgin Mobile because you're basically driving around a van that says Virgin Mobile.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes the Virgin Mobile.
That's actually what the Popes should be. Think about
Yeah.
it.
My
he
next
gets his
phone,
shit he gets his shit sucked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. But my that doesn't make you you can get blown and you're still a virgin. It's just
Oh, he probably just does anal.
Yeah.
The Pope does
exactly.
anal with girls all the time.
yeah, with chicks all day.
Yeah, those Catholic girls, they let the Pope do anal.
Ooh.
So he's a virgin.
The
No,
first
that's
plan
hot.
we couldn't text really because like we had unlimited calling, but like text it cost money. So my parents were like, "Don't do that." And then after I really blew my wad with searching the internet, I was like, "All right, I shouldn't test this." But then in like a couple of years, I got a new phone and we upgraded or whatever. They were just like, "Yeah, we actually won't charge for like texts." And but I remember it could only store 50 total texts, and that's like sent and received. So you had to delete your text like all the time. And I remember being like in a conversation with like a girlfriend or somebody, and like then be like, oh fuck, I gotta like delete all these other texts. I'm gonna forget what we were even talking about at a certain point. Like where
Those
I worked
phones
like
sucked.
4 hours. I was like too busy at work to like check my phone and be like, oh fuck, what were we saying? I don't even know.
That was once I got my Palm Trio. I was so happy. I was like, I could save everything. My little computer. That was also when Sprint. I feel like maybe it was when they were still Nextel, but one of those was the first to have like unlimited like internet browsing and stuff. And I remember having that, and nobody else did while I was on like a bus trip. And everyone was so fucking jealous while I'm just sitting there on the internet at night on my little hand computer, and they're all sitting there bored as fuck.
Yeah. I was always jealous of minorities and the cool cell phones they got to have, like Boost Mobile,
Thank you
and
for
like the
calling me that.
walkie-talkie function. Like I never got to have any of that shit. And you would see it's like $20 a month. Like, well, I have $20 a month. Why can't I get that? Well, my parents don't want to do it.
They don't want me to have a walkie-talkie.
They said I'm white.
I wanted a sidekick for like 3 months, and then I was able to like maybe get one, and I was like, never mind, just give me a phone. I don't want one of those shits.
I got the Razor because I saw it in an episode of Burn Notice, and I was like, oh, that's a cool looking
Oh
phone.
yeah, not a
I was like,
bad.
that's pretty sick.
Not a bad inspo right there.
Didn't they re-release that?
They did. It was my favorite phone other than like an iPhone.
Yeah, they were
It
cool.
like worked really well. And then I got like a touchscreen phone after that, and it was complete dog shit. And then like the touchscreen, one of the like the right side died after like 6 months of owning it, and you didn't get it like a new phone for like every 2 years was like the upgrade plan where you get like a free phone. So I was just stuck with this broken phone for like a year and a half. Like, damn, well, I sure hope I don't have to use like 7, 9, whatever.
Oh, the new Razor, that's weird.
Did you guys ever have Nextels?
No.
No, I wasn't allowed.
We had like a plan that I think my dad eventually got through for like all the employees at the. It was funny that I'm pretty sure everyone had their phone through their car wash job, which is really weird to think of now, but it was
Yeah, they
that
give you a
time.
phone. They give you a car too.
They would have to buy the phone, but I
You
guess
had to practice.
they
The company
basically-
car.
There was a big ass discount my dad got for doing it, but everyone had a Nextel, and
Okay.
so everyone would just walkie-talkie each other, basically from across the county. We were a walkie-talkie family for a while. We all had fucking. It was really annoying. I never used it, and they'd get mad at me. Just use the walkie-talkie. I'm like, no.
I never got to experience that.
Yeah, I
It's
don't think my
fucking
parents.
bullshit.
I think that would have made my dad like break a phone.
Yeah, they're really annoying.
Like we all had
Thinking
that.
back, like it's really annoying to be in the grocery store and hear like a fucking and be like, why'd you want me to get? And you're like, loud as fuck. And it's because
And you
it's
keep
always
doing
like,
it because you can't hear anybody.
yeah, or
Yeah.
it's construction workers that are deaf from working next to
Yeah.
fucking road commission machines all day.
It sounds like shit. There's music playing instead of just like calling and like trying to confirm.
Calling
just
my dad, who's a
texting.
crane operator.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you want me to
Aaron
get
was
at the store?
If Aaron was working in construction as an electrician like 15 years ago, he'd have a Nextel for sure.
Oh,
He'd
baby.
probably one of those yellow and black ones where you can't break them.
Calling my dad, who's a
Ooh.
commercial pilot, and asking him what the Wi-Fi password is 3 times a day.
That was the nicest thing about those. Those really were indestructible. You couldn't
Mhm.
drown them. You couldn't break them. They were.
Is that an
They're
uppercase or a
nuts.
lowercase too?
Did you guys ever get? I got really good at T9 texting, and then I got a phone with a
Mhm,
keyboard. I was like, well, that was a waste of a skill.
Yeah, it's like when I
Yeah.
learned to drive standard and when I was in high school, learning T9, and now I don't know if I could go back and do it because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, driving standard's only good if you want to get fucked by an old guy. If you want to bottom for an old guy, I bet that would really impress him.
Yeah, sure.
For
That's
some
very
old
true.
cop. If you want to be a
That's one
lot
way to
lizard.
find out. Well, if that's your goal.
That's why my penmanship is basically like calligraphy when I write in cursive. I'm trying to top an old man that's impressed by it.
Yeah, calligraphy, old ladies like that.
Old ladies do like handwriting.
Yeah, if you have really good handwriting.
Yep. I used to get complimented on
That's
mine all the
impressive.
time. They would say, well, aren't you some sort of Ben Franklin? And I'd say,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, man.
I'm a pervert.
Yeah. While I'm writing all the stuff that's wrong with them because I'm doing their psych admission.
They're just flirting with you, dude.
Thank you kindly, ma'am. No, never dated anyone from the psych hospital, that's for sure.
That's good. Those people are a little kooky.
They got the best pussy.
They're a little light in
Dude.
the loafers.
There were
Always
definitely.
dating the
I
chicks
never
from-
worked with any guys that would be like, damn, is she so fine? But like,
Yeah.
I know they exist. There were definitely dudes that were. The security guy, he's dead now. He's had a heart attack over the last year.
Oh damn.
The
R.I.P.
security guy.
Oh, they probably all got out. Fuck.
No.
He was a dickhead.
They're out on the street now. That's what happened under Reagan. All the security
No
guys
one
died.
guarded him.
And they just got out.
They did let out so many, like when the state hospitals closed and they just release them.
Yeah,
Insane.
like, you're on your own.
Goodbye.
I hope your mom lets you stay there.
I hope you're better now. Bye.
If not, you're on the street, and I hope we don't make it illegal to be on the
They
street.
give them like taxi vouchers to like the other hospital.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, and then that hospital would give him a taxi voucher back. It was just a
Basically,
handout to the taxi drivers.
it was bad. Even the long-term state hospital now, near me, I think I've talked about it before, but you have to have like 3 or 4 long-term, like over 10-day inpatient stays to qualify for it, I think. Then you get sent there for like a minimum of 3 months or something. But I've had coworkers that worked there before, and the one guy left because there's the patient that was catching rats and sticking it up his ass. I think I talked about that because it's so
Yeah, Richard
Gere.
Gere.
Richard
Yeah,
Gere.
Richard Gere style.
That's
Those
Richard
are-
It's too
Gere.
bad he wasn't a
Richard Gere
celebrity.
doesn't hamsters.
That was a real story. And he would do it as like a, aren't I freaky? Like, aren't I freaking you out? Like,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you are.
It's like when Alex would eat bugs as a kid. He's doing the same
Yeah.
thing with
Yeah.
the grown-up
Like,
version.
yeah,
ba-
it
with your
basically
butt.
the same thing. Picking up a big rat off a Detroit psych floor and sticking it up
But,
your
like,
ass.
But
Yeah.
to keep
Having
doing
to get your
it, like
stomach
you,
pumped for cum.
I feel like you'd only have to do that once, and everyone's like, "Yeah, that's a freaky
That's the
guy.
rat
We don't
guy,
need to
yeah.
fuck with
At
him."
that point, I think
He's
I would
like,
just-
"Oh, I'm just gonna keep doing
I think it's
it."
the type of thing where if they catch you doing it once, they're going to talk about it like you do it all the time forever, and everyone's just going to
Yeah,
believe it or
that's
assume
true.
you do.
Yeah, that's what happened with Richard Gere.
Yeah,
They caught him
he got
doing it
caught.
one time, and it was on the news, and it followed him his whole life.
Yeah, Rod
They
Stewart
had a
was
bunch
there.
of crazy people. They were like pretending to be rich. That guy was probably pretending to be Richard Gere. Like, remember the guy in The Simpsons who was pretending to be Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Speaking of Michael Jackson and patients pretending, I had a patient who had a delusion that she was married to Michael Jackson, and she wore a wedding dress every day.
Damn, was she like 3?
No, that's
She must
how
have
I
been pretty
know
young.
she wasn't married to him.
Oh
She
yeah.
was quite old.
Well, he didn't.
Let me see your
marry
ID,
them.
ma'am. Oh, you're 26? I don't think so.
He was
I believe that because he was married to
he
legally.
was dead for
women.
several years by the time I had met that one as well. Interesting
Oh,
woman.
did she know?
She
That would have broke her heart.
she just kind of laughed it off like Mandela effect. People like, yeah, sure, he's dead.
Yeah, he faked his own death
Mhm.
so he didn't have to perform
Mhm.
anymore.
Yeah, he went to Cuba with Tupac and Biggie.
He hated his
wow.
fans so much.
Yeah, he didn't want to. He didn't want to have to go to the Diddy party.
Oh no, that would have been terrible. I knew a lot of people that when Michael Jackson died on Facebook, they started talking like how sad they were, and then when they tried the doctor, they were like, "We need to kill this guy."
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Whoa.
still mad at that
Kill-
guy. Like, Michael Jackson was asking that guy for the drugs.
Yeah, I know.
Because he was
that's
a
what-
lunatic. Like, most people don't end up with a personal doctor that's just giving them painkillers all day
Yeah.
long, every day. For no, like, that
should.
doesn't just happen.
It's not fair.
Yeah,
They should.
He was asking that guy for that shit all day long, and if he didn't give it to him, he would have gone to somebody else.
Yeah.
more like that doesn't happen anymore because it's no longer 2011, but it did happen for a long time
Yeah,
in the
there
U.S.
are-
too.
There are some restrictions on it now, which kind of sucks, because then guys like Prince died of a counterfeit fentanyl pill.
Mm-hmm.
He thought it was a Percocet, and it was fentanyl, because he had
God,
to. His doctor had to get it on the damn street.
January 2009 when I got my tonsils out, an adult tonsillectomy, and they sent me home with 2 giant like I don't even know 800 milliliter bottles of liquid Vicodin, and then an entire box of the 4 milligram fentanyl patches. Like just
That's
the box
crazy.
where the box wasn't even open, and it was just full of all of them. It was like
They-
15.
When I had my wisdom teeth removed, they gave me like 4 Vicodin. We're like, split these in half and take them. And of course I did because I was just like, I'm not really gonna fuck with this. And it just made me sleepy.
I'll take 2 at a time per
But-
show.
Some people I know, yeah, a lot of people I knew
Yeah.
got like a whole like prescription, and it was just like, all right, well,
I had
it's fun for me, and I get to like
in
I'll sell the
2009.
rest,
I
and
had
I was
about
just like,
36 days of opiates,
yeah.
like a supply.
There were some guys I knew that would
played
have
WoW
loved to
the whole
Yeah.
time. I played WoW like 18 hours a day on drugs.
That's crazy that you like when people can actually do stuff. Like my friends that have been on opiates and like did things, I was always just like, man, that's crazy. Because when I took a half of one, I just fell asleep immediately. I just couldn't even do. I couldn't function. I couldn't even play a video game. I laid
You're
down.
right, Tom. Maybe I could handle all that shit. I should give it another go.
Yeah, I could be a crane operator.
You're right,
Yeah,
man.
I think you guys are impressive.
That might
you,
help with
man.
my chronic pain.
Yeah, I could be a lineman. That would really, man. I get so tired going up those
I had a
towers.
roommate that I lived with that was on oxys, and like, I mean, he would nod off all the time. Don't get me wrong, but like, he
Lazy.
would go to work and shit and do some things every once in a
Yeah.
while, and like, it was just like, how are you doing this? Because I took a half of one and I laid in bed and I put on on my PC, I had queued up the 3 extended editions of Lord of the Rings, and I played the first one, and then I woke up and it was the credits of the Return of the King, and I was like, damn, I missed them. Oh,
Yeah,
shit, I
time
wish
just
I
goes
watched
away.
that.
Like people go to
Yeah.
work and they think nothing's happening, and they're just like bent over asleep. Like there are all those videos of like someone going through the drive-through.
Mm-hmm.
The guy at the window or who's cooking or whatever, he's just bent over at the waist. He doesn't even know what's going on. Then just wakes up, and it's like an hour ago for him.
That's how I know those guys aren't even enjoying it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed mine.
They're probably just losers or they're
Yeah.
stupid.
They're fucking lazy is what they are. You gotta save
Yeah,
your
why
drugs.
would you even do this at work? Why wouldn't you watch a cool movie?
Save your drugs till all your stuff is done, and then you're sitting down ready to game or watch something. See, Tom was ready. Tom probably, even though he doesn't remember, he probably had dreams where he's in Rivendell. He had long ears.
Probably.
Fucking Sam throwing the cloak over you and Frodo, and Tom was fucking sleeping like.
I was like, damn, don't
On
wake
this
me.
pill?
Come on, Sam,
Aw.
chill me.
Sam,
was
leave
Tom
the cloak
Bombadil.
over
Yeah,
me.
this Gollum dude's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
he turned into Tom Bombadil on here.
He's actually in the movie. Tom
Yeah, yeah.
Bombadil on here.
That's how, he was so fucking high that Tom Bombadil was actually in the movie.
It just showed up at the wrong part.
There's a deleted scene of Tom Bombadil that's played by John C. Reilly. I made that up, but you
I
can
was
tell
gonna
people
say
that too.
that's Cap.
Yeah, I think you were nodding out.
I noticed
There was
recently
a
that
point in my
Masha,
life where I knew everything about Lord of the Rings.
I noticed. Oh man, Andrew and I did too. We had all the. I'm sure you did as well. The fucking books to read about it like
the
6 months
tomes?
before it came
Yeah.
out. Whereas
Oh,
like
of
the
course.
production photos and stuff that you would buy from the
The,
magazine aisle at Walmart.
I had my friend and I had the big lore books that went through each individual character, like even
God,
like
yeah.
in every single book, and we would just
The wiki. They used to call it the
yeah.
wiki.
Yeah, it was a wiki.
2001.
I would go to the library so often that I would just basically own those books because I would just keep rechecking them out so no other kid could have them.
Mm-hmm.
Owned.
I put them back eventually and they were in good condition. I was always terrified of fucking up library books and my parents would kill me.
Mm-hmm. Because I wanted those. Like I didn't want anybody to fuck up the library books. I wasn't gonna fuck them up. I went to the library all the time.
Yeah,
I just check book outs.
I saw the
books
benefit
out.
of the library very early on,
Mm-hmm.
especially once I could walk there at like 10. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. But then the internet came around.
I would go
and
read
then I was
Dr.
like, well, I
Ruth
can
books.
just read things.
I'd go stand in the
online.
sex aisle and read Dr. Ruth books where it was just like Dear Dr. Ruth like letters, and I'd be like, damn, I don't understand any of this shit. I learned a lot though.
I remember.
I would go read Dr. Ruth and then go play Yahoo Pool with adults on the internet at like 12.
Just repeating what you heard.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Dr. Ruth. How you doing?
being in 7th grade and being like so desperate for any sort of like sexual content, and like Dr. Ruth's show would come on and he'd be like, all right, I want to like see what this is about. And
that
it's like
was-
this old lady
Ooh, that,
talking about sex.
it's that old lady from
Between the
Between
Lions parody of Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jacking off to Between the Lions. No, they've got someone who's like pretending to be Dr. Ruth who talks about sex.
Yeah.
You don't get it, man. It's a couple concepts deep.
But then it's the same when watching, like staying up till like 1 a.m. to watch Real Sex.
I
on
was just gonna
HBO
say
while my
fucking real
parents went to
sex,
bed.
man. You're like,
And
oh
you're
yeah,
like,
it's gonna be the
"Oh,
good
this is
shit
really
now.
Fuck.
Taxi cab confessions. Oh, they're gonna fuck in there. Oh no, it's just drunk people. I don't give a fuck.
Holding out hope that maybe they'll show tits on the Girls Gone Wild commercial this time.
Yeah.
While you're watching
That's a blur.
Insomniac.
It's
Yeah.
a blur.
The guy
Yeah.
accidentally forgets to press the button and it just plays the whole video.
I remember there used to be this old like kind of like 4chan shitpost copy pasta about a guy who could unscramble the scrambled channels, and he had like this shitty like
yeah.
version of his, and it was one of the I remember it was one of the funniest pictures ever because it's so shittily done. He's like, it's pretty much all there. It's such a funny thing to like sit there and do. I'm gonna unscramble
To circle
this.
back, that's what sucked about like going to someone's house when they had like Dish, and then they advertised all those fucking movie channels, but you always had to pay for them. And then there's always like the Playboy channel. There's these other
Ooh,
channels.
but
And you're like, you're in 7th grade, you're at your uncle's house, and you're like, wait a minute, what did I just fucking see? All right, well,
Telling
this
your
is
mom.
the basement. Let's wait for everybody to go to bed. Let me stay up
Apparently,
till
my
2
uncle has
a.m.
200 channels of porn.
and then,
dude, my uncle's horny.
and then you click on it, and it's like, you must subscribe to for this
Yeah,
channel.
the
And it's like,
worst.
you fucking piece
You know
of
what's
shit.
funny though? I remember
How?
sometimes when they would activate a new subscription, like a new dish or something, or switch over to a new provider, you'd get some of those channels like for free for a week or two. And I realized that one time after we switched over to like Comcast or something. So there was like just like some softcore porn, like Playboy or whatever, like channels, like the worst shit too, like corny ass, like grinding softcore shit. I remember waiting until everyone goes to bed and just flipping through that, but always having like ESPN on the previous channel button. So you hit that
Yes.
back.
It actually reminds me. So when HBO Max like first released back in like what was that 2015 when there was like
It's
the
just
online
Max now.
HBO. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, get it right.
It's
X and Max.
so the if you had an HBO account, you could access like the HBO Max app and like the website and like stream whatever show. They didn't have everything on there, but they had some content. And my friend's roommate's friend's mom had HBO, and he gave that guy the login, and that guy gave it to everybody else. So like there was like 8 people who had this random
Fuck
person's
yeah.
HBO login for like 2 years. And randomly, like a month later, he messaged like a group chat to all the guys, like, whoever's watching the softcore porn, stop. It's appearing on their HBO.
Oh my
like,
god,
watch
It's
history.
that's BM right there. That's bad manners.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
come
all
on.
right, man. Who's fucking
That's like
doing
using
this?
someone's Netflix and watching a bunch of kids shows. Fuck you. On the adult
Yeah, Bluey's
account.
on Disney Plus anyways.
Oh, I know.
Why would you watch Netflix
No,
for
I
that?
got Bluey on DB Flex server.
Oh, nice. Just
Yeah.
going full time.
Yeah, Bluey's. Well, no,
I'm
I don't like
seething.
to pirate it because I like to give money to the original creators.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
God.
true. To help.
Yeah, it's probably so many
I
good
sub to their
memories.
Patreon too. You can't really get anything because they have a deal with HBO, or no, they have a deal with Disney Plus. But I just like giving them a little bit of money. Plus, they give you a porn version of
I
Bluey.
have Twitter Bluey.
Ooh, that's what I need, an adult version
Ooh.
of Bluey. But no,
Yeah, like
No
it has
kids
jokes
in
in
it.
it for
How about
adults.
Blowy?
yeah.
Let's go.
Ah, come on.
I already said Bluey
Yeah.
CK like 6 weeks ago, so I can't do that one again.
Mhm. No.
Oh well.
Yeah, not until Louis C.K. comes back in the news.
Yep.
And we can talk
I hope
about
that
like how
happens
would
soon.
it be physically possible for a dog of that breed to jack off his own red rocket?
Him actually,
guess.
Louis CK and Shane Gillis are starting a podcast called We Are Retards, just to piss everyone
Oh, that's
off.
cool.
Yeah. And they're gonna just be, I don't even know what's gonna be on it.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I can't
the
wait.
first guest is Elon Musk and Bill Maher and Joe Rogan all together on the couch.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome. I would love to be that couch.
Yep. We are can't wait to watch We Are Retards. Shane Gillis and Louis C.K. Shout out to them. I've seen a lot of people lately actually like the weirdest group of people be like, "Oh, cool, Shane Gillis mentioned." I'm like, "Do you even like jokes?" When it's just like
Yeah,
the certain
I-
people I'm thinking of, it's funny to think about them enjoying him.
Mm-hmm.
It's
There's a
fine,
certain
though.
sub. I have
It
less.
could be worse.
I don't care about his work. I just don't like the people that.
No, that's what I
mention him
mean.
to me.
It's just I'd rather have people, I guess, enjoy his stuff than
Mhm.
people being like Dave Portnoy's the shit Hawk Tua, I guess. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just
it's
like
a
barely
better-
on the borderline
better
of
irony
like
level.
being funny.
it's a better Iron
Yeah.
level though.
It's slightly better, but then when those people are like, "Oh, did you watch the
People-
the new
I
Shane
think
Gillis
I lo-
special?" It's like, no,
I prefer it
I'm gonna-
because most of the time I think Shane Gillis fans would also find a lot of stuff we talk about funny.
Totally.
It's just that we do it in a different way.
Yeah, why
Do
aren't
it
we on
locally.
SNL?
Yeah.
Uh,
We're too
Fuck.
woke.
definitely too
Well,
woke.
actually, it was because of when Nate went on there and shouted out the Crips.
Oh yeah, he's shouting
Oh
out the
shit!
Crips with Young Thug next to him. He's trying to do clang
He
cast,
wore-
and he couldn't
Yeah.
figure out how to hold up the CC to
We
make it show
told
on
him-
the camera, and he's
yeah.
like, he does like
we
little
told him to
thug-
do
thug-
CC, and
hand thing.
so
but it's just-
shout out Clangcast, and then he throws up 2 C's.
he literally did the fucking prison Crip one where he's like, it's crazy.
What a goat.
He
Yeah.
banned all the black guests.
Yep.
Yep, that's they haven't had one
After
since
that
then.
happened, it's been whites only. That's when they invited Shane Gillis on.
The Crip sent him a letter and they said, don't bring your little ass to Compton or we're gonna have fun period with your ass. We're gonna have fun with your little ass.
We're gonna have fun. Period. With
Yep. And it was signed with Blue Blood. 'Cause that's what they called themselves, the Blue Bloods.
the blue blood.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That gets really confusing with the cops down there. But
That's why they haven't been caught yet.
yeah.
But they are. Luckily, they're teaming up with the Bloods and the Hells Angels and the Latin Kings to fight the Venezuelan gangs.
Yeah, those were cool threads I saw. Like a lady who just swears. Actually, it was the weirdest thing where they put a filter, like an old film filter, over a video of a bunch of Hell's Angels going down the street.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even know if it was an old video or I think it was like a video from 2016.
Mm-hmm.
But then they put a old film filter on it for some reason. And they were saying it was currently happening. And people were like, this is an old video. And the lady was responding, no, it's a filter. It's like, what? Why is there a
She
filter
tricked
on
him.
it? Like, why is there even? It's just adding another
My favorite was
obstacle to explaining that shit to people.
like a blue check, like MAGA first, Patriots only, like 500,000 follower account, tweeting out like a photo of all the Hells Angels coming down. And then it's a testimony from a guy who's sitting on like a lazy boy in his house, and he's just this old ass man with this gross, dirty beard. He's like, "Yep, they're coming down. We're gonna beat their asses, and we're gonna save Colorado from these immigrants." It's like the guy's in his house. He's in his house right now.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
no,
They're on their way.
No, they're on their way.
Yeah, they're coming. Those chairs have wheels.
Calvary's coming, y'all.
Do you
You
guys
know what? Those
like?
chairs do have wheels.
Do you know any like Venezuelan immigrants?
Oh, thank God I don't.
Yeah,
There's
like
a bunch in
there's-
Raleigh.
There's a lot in Calgary, right? And so I've been seeing some Instagram stories that's like spreading awareness about how the election was stolen or whatever.
Mhm.
And it's from like a really liberal person. Which I don't know, I find kind of interesting, but whatever. So it seems like the messaging is like this is an illegitimate government and we got to go in there with all of our guys and help restore democracy or whatever. So like wouldn't the people that be fleeing Venezuela be people that are like on the like American establishment's team? Because they'd be like the rich fuckers, right? Because everyone that immigrates here,
if they were white, they would be.
Yeah, the line is
Yeah.
that they're emptying out the prisons like Scarface,
okay.
like
Yeah.
Cuba did.
That's they're the convoy, because it's been the convoy shit for I guess now like almost 10 years.
yeah, it's like a
Convoys gotta be
decade of
damn
that.
long
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like they've been saying that like immigrants are coming and they're raping all our women and just
Yeah.
they've taken over our city. They've been saying that since like 2009. So
Yeah,
where are the
I mean,
Hells
it-
Angels? Why don't you guys go take care of it? It's not a new thing.
Let some Hells Angels take over your town. They'll take care of everybody real nice.
Yeah, that'll be great. But yeah, so the idea is that one, the convoy is like these immigrants, and then, well, at first we didn't want immigrants. Then it was, the gangs are sneaking onto the convoys and posing as immigrants,
Mhm.
and they're sneaking into our country, and then they're taking over apartments.
They're super organized,
and
like
then they're doing
Antifa.
all this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like Antifa.
And there's only that one video because it's such a common thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one video. That's
Everyone
like
else
not
forgot to
confirmed
film.
at all.
And it's only in
it's
that one
okay.
town in Colorado. But it's such a
Yeah,
big problem.
Aurora,
that it's-
Colorado.
It's happening everywhere. But they got to Aurora, Colorado first
Mm-hmm.
in that
Border
one building.
town.
Yeah, the border town. And it's going to spread if we don't stop it with Hell's Angels.
So funny.
we don't get a
And
bunch
that was
of
like a week
meth
ago.
head bikers to come down there and restore order.
Yeah, to come purchase meth from the immigrants.
Those fucking old rotting people that post that shit get so excited over that. Like the prospect
yeah.
of all their cool fat friends being like, yeah, we're coming.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Coming,
like an
y'all.
old woman with diabetes being like, oh, I remember my dad had a motorcycle. And he used to be so badass, and he used to hit me and come into my bed at night. And I
turned out
bet if
just
he saw
fine.
these immigrants, yeah, I turned
I
out
still
just
wet
fine.
my bed in my 60s, and I turned out just fine.
My shit is still blown out. My husband tells me every day.
Fuck.
My dad was a Hell's Angel.
That's the Gen X people. Gen X rise up. They've been
Yeah,
rising up now for over a
I
month
hope
and a
so.
half, and they're still rising. They're not sure for what, but they're coming,
I
y'all.
hope they continue to rise up.
They're,
Don't piss off Gen X, y'all.
we are the toughest generation. They all do this lie where they say
Usually when they rise up, the next sentence out of their mouth is, "Oh, my knees."
they all talk about it. The born between 1965 and 1980, and they all talk about how we say we drink. You make fun of us because we say we drank from the hose, but we had no choice. Our parents were all alcoholics, and they left us outside to drink from the hose. I'm like, that statistically can't be true for all of you.
No.
Dude, the
So
one that you said on
funny.
It
Friday.
was just
Who
more
cares?
normalized. It was just everybody had like untreated mental health issues that they treated with alcohol, and it was like, well, this is just how it is. This is just how stuff was, and they worked hard, and they didn't tell us their feelings, and like I guess it's good that people are confronting on some level that like stuff wasn't perfect when they were growing up.
Yeah,
and
but then
that,
they're just like,
when their
yeah, I'm
parents were growing
awesome.
up.
And then it plays, this is how
Yeah.
legends are made.
Yeah, it always ends up with the conclusion that like it was really good back then, and it was better than they are now.
I'm badass.
Yeah, I'm so badass, and that's why I have all
Badass
these
as fuck.
problems and all this rage.
What were you going to say, Aaron, about the one I said
Oh
on Friday?
yeah, on Friday, like the generational thing that like Zoomers are clocking millennials for making big purchases on their computer instead of on their phone.
Oh,
Been
yeah.
fucking me up for days, man.
I bought a mattress on my phone the other day.
Nice, just to be a Zoomer.
No, because I was not at home.
Well,
Just
yeah,
an
there you
impulse
go.
purchase.
That's how I
Uh,
make
Casper?
I probably make more of my purchases now on my
I think
phone
so.
just because it's easier.
I just make more on my computer because I'm there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm on
usually
the
my
computer
phone
most of the
more.
time. Some of it is just that like those kids can't afford a computer.
Yeah,
Like that's a
Yeah.
non-zero percentage of it is that they like they just have a shitty laptop and they don't have enough
Yeah.
money to have a computer and like their own place to live.
That's fine.
or like enough money to buy anything, anyways.
Yeah. They just have they're just iPad kids.
Fuck.
They're just always on their phone. Who cares? Whatever. Doesn't fucking matter.
We know all the tricks. They all act like they know all the tricks. And the other thing that I saw that's just not true is they think that they know, like, they think that millennials don't know any keyboard shortcuts.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
well,
weird
yeah.
thing.
It's like
I
there's
don't
too much
know,
like
man.
boomer shit being pushed off onto like millennials now, which is just not true.
Mhm.
yeah, they just don't know what it is, or they're encountering elder millennials.
Yeah, or they have
Like a lot of
Yeah.
they
there
might
are
have family
people who
members
are
that
like
suck at computers. It's fine.
yeah, there are people who are technically millennials who were born in 1980, 1981, and they're
Yeah.
effectively just boomers.
Yeah.
If they didn't get into computers at all, they're just like, oh, I don't know how to use a credit card. What the hell is this crap?
I would say like half of the Gen Z people that I know here like don't know how to do anything on the computer. They
Yeah,
barely
it's gonna
survive.
It's gonna be
They
a
didn't know
problem.
like what two-factor was until my wife had to explain it to them, and they were just like, "Oh, that's what." Oh, that sounds complicated. And it's like, well, it's actually you should really have it at work. And so
There's also
kinda need it.
genuinely I call it a strand, like a disease of teens, younger people that just turn to Chat GPT for everything, like it is a fucking
wow.
sage.
Yeah. They're going to rapidly run into the problem that all of them go into the workforce and they all just know how to use ChatGPT. And that's
Yeah.
going to be that's going to have zero value. Like if everyone your age knows how to do this same thing and it's a free app, that has zero value.
I see Zoomers communicating, and it's like, going to be in Chicago this weekend. What should I do? And someone sends like 2 minutes later some bulleted fucking paragraph from ChatGPT of like the bean and all, like, oh, get deep dish pizza. And it's like, thank
Yeah.
you.
thank you,
Love
guy
ya.
who's never been to Chicago.
Yeah, thank you, computer.
Eventually you're going to get to a point where you have to talk to someone in person, like in the real world, and then they're going to realize you don't talk like you do on ChatGPT. Or you're just talking to other people your age who are like, that's ChatGPT. Yeah, like I recognize that because I know how to use it too.
I know they've already started using like in education stuff, like mitigation stuff to like AI testing and seeing how much
Oh,
is
it's
like
everywhere.
native text and all that. But that's actually such a huge market now too, is finding like there's gonna be employees where it's found out that they've only been doing Chat GPT shit. And they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
They use AI a lot of times to identify other AI like
True.
for
That
like,
is
those
also
homework
true.
assignments. So it'll flag shit.
It's not going to last. Like if you're using a free tool to get ahead of other people, eventually other people are going to find out that free tool.
So I'm back in school this semester. I'm back in school this semester, and a lot of the classes we have to do these bullshit ass discussion boards, and they're super annoying. We have to answer like 5 questions, and it's like 3 or 5 sentences for each one, basically a paragraph for each question, and like you have to respond to 2 other people. And so I'm sitting there, and I take about 30 minutes to do all this, and then I type it out and I post it, and then right as rain, every fucking time I'm looking through the responses for anybody to respond to, anybody at all that has just answered at least more than 2 questions and more than 2 sentences, where you're just like, are you not fucking brain dead? Because I don't want to reply to your post, because then I look like I'm fucking brain dead just reading this dog shit. And so I find like the 2 people that'll reply to the rest of the semester. But as every time it happens, like in 6 weeks, I'm going to go and see those posts from those certain people, and it's going to be like where our first question, for example, this week or last week was like, what movie introduced you to like hacking, and like how was it accurate? What for the time, what did it like seem like, right? And then there was 90% of the answers were just like Mr. Robot, end of sentence, like nothing beyond that. And I can't wait to see in 6 weeks when they have a clear AI answer for like all of their posts, and it's like, well, I can't wait to see that get like removed, so I can't respond to you. I can't respond to you.
You're right, because back in the day, there used to be databases of like papers you could go and like grab last second and download.
There's like
that's always
there's
existed.
Chegg and like all that,
and then those
websites.
but then you have those submitted and resubmitted to all these different school systems, so then those get saturated. But it's going to be 10 times worse with AI.
And it's also so much easier just to like do it yourself, but it takes 30 minutes as opposed to like 30 minutes of like typing these things in. But like I don't know, like the people are just so fucking stupid.
there are definitely people, like there was some thread about teachers identifying AI, or like how NaNoWriMo is allowing AI now.
Oh yeah, that whole
and
fucking
slop. It's like, just to make slop. And like there must be so many kids who are like 17 and they think I am so smart because I know how to use ChatGPT.
Definitely.
And eventually you're going to get to a point where everybody your age knows how to use that shit, just like we knew how to Google shit.
Exactly.
And then you're in the workforce competing against people who just know how to Google shit or know how to use Gmail.
There's very few jobs where knowing how to Google shit's a skill.
You're basically, you just know how to Google shit. So hopefully that can carry you the rest of your life when everybody else your age has the same skill.
I have a black belt in Google Foo. I know how to do all the plus and minus commands, and
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm basically set for life.
Yeah, Google might hire me to search for him.
As a white hat searcher.
I want to be a white hat kid for Google.
Yeah, I want to be a white hat kid, a white hat searcher, a white hat telephone line guy, a white hat cable guy,
a white hat bucket bunny,
a white hat bucket bunny.
There's so many jobs. What are we talking about? There's a million jobs for these.
I want to be a white hat pope.
They're fine.
Oh, that would be so good.
Yeah.
I want to be a black hat pope.
The black hat pope.
This is my black cat pope right here.
I think that's the most. I think that's like all of the popes we've had.
True.
Yeah, most of them are black hats, and they go after the white hat kids, unfortunately.
I don't think you want to be a white hat kid.
Well, everyone, check out Catholicism, check out hacking.
Yep, check it out. Check out the Patreon. Check it out.
Thank you.
Chirp, the sprint or the metro by some motherfucking word. Look, I don't give a fuck if you're trying to buy some pearls. See, the phone conversation ain't even trying to twerk. And don't text message me.